Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and this is a channel all about cross stitch. Please like and subscribe down below so that way this video gets out to more people that want to see it. This is my update video for February, and of course we have, you know, my Stitchy pal, Mr. Theo here is sitting on my lap, aren't you? Yes, he just got a bath. Oh, hold still. I'll be right back because I just found some tangled hair that needs to be fixed now. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody had it was from washing and drying them, he had a big knot on the top of his head. So I had to get it out because those can tighten and I don't want them to tighten and hurt my little friend. Right, Fifi? Right, Theo? Oh, my buddy. Okay, sit down. Can you gonna come up too? Show everybody how clean you are. Say, I'm a clean deal, huh? Okay. Yes, you're clean. Alright, let's sit down. See if we can get everybody to settle, because apparently it's a big thing. Anyways, so it's... Theo, stop. So it's the first month that I've used my new tracker for all this to find out how many stitches I'm actually doing, and I was actually kind of surprised on how many stitches I actually do in a day, because it was more than I thought I did. But again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so unless I have my nephew Vinny, I'm not if I have Vinny, I don't stitch as much. If I'm down at the other house working down there, I can't stitch as much. Or, you know, we had some 6 kids too, so I didn't get to stitch much on certain days and things like that. But anyways, I'll get into all that stuff when it's time. But this is what it looks like for this month. Everything written out here. And then got an idea for these pages to start totaling things up and what I've done and things like that all this month. So the month of February, I stitched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different projects, and I stitched for a total of 24,272 stitches this month. And I know that there's some that weren't counted because I'm still getting the hang of picking up the stitch counter. And there were a couple times I didn't pick up the stitch counter. The first one, oh my gosh, I have so much stuff everywhere. The first one I stitched on is you. Oh, the pattern's on here. I'll move that real quick. And, okay. I'm going to edit some of this out because I didn't realize that I didn't scroll all this out. So I'm going to do all that and be right back with you here in a second. Okay, I fixed it all. We can see how this video is going to go today. It's just been one of those weeks where everything is running together and my brain is all over the place. However, here is what it'll look like finished. And here's where you saw it. Yeah, last month. It would have been in January that I did my whip parade. So last time you saw it. And here is what it looks like now. So everything is completely backstitched and beaded from here up. So it's ready to go. And this is Mirabilia Goddess Garden. Right? Yeah. And it's stitched on 28 count and it's hand dyed by me. And everything else is called for. I've really gotten pretty far. Look how good that is. All that stitching in there. I really enjoy stitching on this one. This one was a birthday present to me from my best friend. She got this fully kitted up for me for my birthday. All I had to do was dye the fabric and stuff because I already had that. But I'm really excited to see this one finished and see where it goes. All right. I didn't realize I closed that. Next one I stitched on is the Clouds Factory Epic Disney Sow. That's what this one's called. And I mean, I can show you a picture of what it'll quote unquote look like when it's finished, but mine is altered to add all of my children and I's favorite Disney movies on here. The animated versions, I should say. I should say animated movies. But here's where she is. Everything is kind of in my road now. We're not going to get it all in there. But what I worked on was Moana for one. Fixed Moana. It now says 2016 on it. Maybe I can make it so that way it's not crooked. But it says 2016, so it now has the correct date on it. And then I fully stitched this way, so it's not crooked. Raya and the Last Dragon. She is now in there. So that is all of the ones that the Clouds Factory has charted. And then now it's my turn to start putting in the ones that I charted. Oh, and I didn't tell you. So with Garden Goddess, on that particular project, I stitched 2,194 stitches. However, most of that is really bead heavy, and I didn't count the beading stitches on that. And I decided that I was going to count those because they're still stitches. Granted, it's attaching the beads, but you have to use a stitch in order to attach them on. But I didn't count the bead stitches for that one, so there's definitely more stitches that I've done that's not counted. And as for the Epic Disney Sow by the Clouds Factory, I put in 3,832 stitches, and it looks like halfway through on February 10th, I only did 260 stitches, so I had most of them completed. Most of it completed on the 4 days prior for my stitching. So, oh, excuse me. Pardon me. The other portion of the day, I stitched stone roses on it. So that'll be the next one that comes up. And this is stitched on 28 count, 2/1, full cross. And I don't think I said the Garden Goddess is 28 count, 2/2. But I'm just forgetting all the things today. I would restart this over and things like that, but I'm not doing it. This is what it's like. Some days your brain isn't all there. And then stone roses will be the next one I stitched on. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. This is where you saw it last time. Goes this way. And this is where she is now. I'm gonna do everything crooked today. I'm just gonna. So this is 28 count, and it's hand dyed by me. Stitched 2/2, and again, it's Mirabilia Stone Roses. Total stitches on this was 5,965 stitches, and that was a little over 5 days. So just slightly over 5 days. So I got quite a bit done on her. I think that's the right way. No, it's not. That is completely and utterly upside down. It goes this way. This is the right way up. Helps if I pay attention. But, I don't think I've done the back stitching on any of this. Nope. No back stitching done on it yet. I'll do it eventually. It won't take me long. I'll probably get up to the top, finish the top, and then as I'm going back down, because there's a little sliver on the one side that's not stitched yet. As I stitch that, I'll probably go through and do the back stitch because my brain is fried. Alright, next one I stitched on was, where are you? Right here. This is Pledge of Allegiance by the Cross Stitch Studio. Why are you doing that number? But anyways, this is where I stitched, I think like from here down. I got 2,731 stitches in 5 days with this one, but we had a lot of people come down sick, so I couldn't get as many stitches in there as I normally would, but also because it's a full coverage piece and there's quite a bit, like this part down to about right here isn't very confetti heavy, but then once you get into this part up here, oh my god, you're switching colors left and right. But yeah, so I got, like I said, 2,731 stitches in that one, and this is 28 count Monaco stitched 1/1. So we'll get there. And I don't think I said about the finished picture or where you saw it last time or any of that stuff, but it's all, you guys have already seen it, because that is how my day is going. Okay, next one I stitched is Aquila, Queen of the Skies by Bella Filipina. Here's what she'll look like when she is finished. And here's where you guys saw her last time. And here she is now. You gonna settle down? Okay, we gotta hold her back a little bit. So she is almost finished. So this is on 28 count, hand dyed by me. It is stitched 2/2 except for the skin. The skin is stitched 1/1 full cross. So there she is. We've got quite a bit done there. And I believe that is the very bottom of her dress, if I remember right. Or close to the bottom of her dress, I think. I take that back. I think it's close to the bottom of the dress. I think there might be another like 1.5 inches there and then she's finished. But, so everything from here up is backstitched, beaded. It is fully finished up at the top. So she is almost done. I can't wait to see her finished. She's gonna get pulled out again. She's gonna get finished this year. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it, because she's so close. I can probably finish her in another session. Probably. If not one session, then possibly 2. Okay. And the last one I stitched on is by Mirabilia, Lady Justice, and I will show you a picture of what she'll look like when she's complete. And this is where you guys saw her last time. Here she is now. She is almost finished. This is the very bottom of her dress, and right here is where I'm stitching. And I'm recording this on February 29th, so leap day. And so I haven't got my last day's worth of progress in February, but if I don't finish her today, which there's a good possibility that I probably won't, I might get like most of the stitching done and then have, because it's just a small section, right? Like, I think this is the farthest it goes out, and then this actually comes up some. So it's just this area here that I need to stitch. So she's getting really close, but there she is. And I've stitched so far 3,912 stitches on her total this month. And she's almost finished. So if I don't get this finished today, I will pull it out for next month, and I'll probably have like a day on it for next month to finish her, and that'll be the end of it. And I don't think I told you that in Aquila, I put 5,638 stitches in her this month. So that brings our total of stitches for the entire month of February to 24,272 stitches, which I think that is an insane amount of stitches to stitch in a month. And that's with some days of not wanting to stitch. Like the Pledge of Allegiance. Come on, Theo, lay down, honey. You're good. I know, you got a bath today, so you're all riled up and you just can't relax because you don't stink. You're rubbing yourself all over everything, trying to stink himself back up. But, the Pledge of Allegiance, I know, I started getting sick of the confetti by halfway through, I think. Let me see. Yeah, probably about 4 hours or so into stitching on the Pledge of Allegiance on its 5th day. I was like, okay, I've had enough of the confetti. I need to work on something else. So I switched over to Aquila, which means she has about 5.5 days of being stitched on and stuff. So some projects got a little more stitching than others, and confetti is kind of my downfall. It makes the beautiful pictures, but I just can't handle it. Okay, as for stitching next month, you can stay there. No, we're not barking. Okay, for stitching next month, where is that one at? Okay, as for stitching next month, so this is right here next to me, yeah. Heaven and Earth Designs, mini Victorian Gardens. So I'm going to stitch on this month. And it is 25 count, 1/1 full cross on this one. So I'm going to work on this one this month and hopefully get a full 5 days on it, unless I get really sick and tired of the confetti and switch to the next project I'm going to work on. I don't know. We will see. Sometimes that happens with me. I get frustrated with the confetti. But that is a project I'm going to stitch on this month. I'm building myself a death trap, I think. I'm going to stitch on log down with the samplers, Pavane for these times. And here I am on that one. And last time I had this project, as you can see, if you look real close here, you can see where there's dye transfer from where I had to pull out stitches. So this one's been in timeout for a little bit. And I feel like it's time to pull it out again. So I will stitch on that one next month. This one is, I don't need to open that. Maria Killing by Bella Filipina. I'm going to stitch on this one this month. And I'm not going to unscroll that, but it actually goes this way, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to stitch on this one this month. I'm making one heck of a mess. I'm also going to stitch on Bella Filipina Gaia, the Earth Goddess, this month. Stitch on her. Who else? Yep. Oh, I'm going to do 2 new starts. I'm going to start Bella Filipina, Roses of Province. Jesus. I'm going to start her. Everything is in here. It looks like I need to finish getting everything on flush drops. And this is her fabric she's going to be on. A beautiful pink fabric. You know, I only have, 20 some projects going right now. Why not add some more? But I'm going to. And then, well, another new start is going to be Mirabilia Garden Prelude. My daughter Abigail used to play violin, so that's why I wanted to stitch this one. I got it when she did play violin, and then she decided, and it'll go on this piece of fabric. So, those are going to be my new starts, and it looks like, yep, I need to put everything on flush drops for this one as well. And that, nope, one more. Damon has surgery. I think I told you guys that he had a cholesteatoma, which is a tumor removed from his ear 3 years ago now. Almost 4 years ago, because it was in 2020 he had it removed. And unfortunately it's back, and he is going March 11th to have it removed again. So March 11th means I get to take my travel project with me, which is Charted by Works by ABC. It's Rosebud lace. So I will be taking this with me while we wait for him to have surgery. And here's where it is. I haven't stitched on it in a while. Even though, like, I've had 1,000,001 doctor's appointments for all these children. But I've just forgotten it in my house. I need to store it in the car. Is what I need to do. But I haven't been. Okay. One last thing that is stitching related. And I'm going to feel bad because I can't remember. I'm going to close this and move this out of my way so I don't throw it somewhere. Okay, Theo, come on. You're jingling everywhere, buddy. Lay down. You're good. Yeah, it's okay. I can't remember who I saw that was stitching this. But it's by Shannon. Someone showed it on their Flosstube. I can't remember who it was. But this is the only thing I bought this month. And I'm kind of going to go on a buying freeze for a while, because it's getting really close to that house being done, and every single penny we have needs to go into that house to get it done. So I don't really have extra money to buy these any more patterns and stuff. Now, if like something needed like beads or things like that, I might get it, but for the most part it's pretty much going to be as much as I can not spend a dime. But this is by Shannon Christine Design, and it's the 2023 Nutcracker. So I bought it. I got the beads and the Krennic here, because I'm sure everybody wants to listen to that noise. I didn't even know that was still a thing. I'll clean that up later. But I got its beads and its Krennic. It needs to finish it. Now they have this stitched on. Does it say what it's stitched on? I don't see where it says what it may have been stitched on. But they have it stitched on, like a real tan, light brown fabric. And I just don't, I feel like some of the Nutcracker blends in too much. And we usually decorate our house in blues and silvers. So I might, for Christmas. So I might see if I can dye some fabric and might stick it on blue, but I don't feel like that's gonna work either. And maybe go with an ivory color fabric, that way it's not as tan as they have on here, but it's close. I don't know, I'll decide later. But that is the only thing I bought this month, and like I said, I'm not gonna be buying anything else for a while. But that is it as it pertains to stitching. And then I will give you guys some life updates about what has been going on. And then go and talk about the house. Come on, Theo. Lay down. You're a good boy. I am so sorry. I'm sure all throughout this video, you guys have heard these guys jingle, 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 jingle. But like I said, I just got done giving them a bath and got on here to do this. Because this is the only chance I have to do it. And they needed a bath because they're going to the groomers, and I bathe and dry them myself. But anyways, so as for life update, Damon's surgery is March 11th, and I'm hoping it's not going to be too bad. But everybody in our house has gotten sick left and right. Thankfully, like, I feel okay. I did get sick, but I was only sick for a couple days. Lydia had some sort of stomach flu going around. My husband, me, and Abigail had some sort of a cold. Thankfully, it only lasted like 2.5 days, and then like you were snapping back, you were fine. Damon was complaining that his ear with the tumor in it was hurting, so I had taken him to the doctors. I think he was the only one. No, because he got the stomach flu like Lydia too. Take that back. But he started complaining that was hurting. Theodore, leave your sister alone. Stop it. Get up here and sit down, sir. Anyways, so Damon had started complaining that ear was bugging him. So I took him up to his regular doctors just to make sure that he didn't have an ear infection in it. Because of where that tumor is placed, there's a chance of him having an ear infection. With him having surgery and stuff coming up, like, you can't have infections. You know, he needs to be 100% full bill of health, so that way his surgery can go through. So I did all that. He has his pre-surgery appointment with his doctor to get all of his blood work and everything done to make sure, you know, he's 100% healthy and he can have the surgery this coming week. And then the following week we go down and we do surgery again. So we have to go the whole way down to Pittsburgh, and it'll be, you know, his surgery will probably be scheduled for, because usually his office usually does it by age, and he's usually the youngest patient that is scheduled for surgery that day. So usually surgery is scheduled for like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, which means we have to leave here anywhere from 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning to be down there early enough. My sister's like, why don't you guys just get a hotel? And I'm like, the hospital we're going to is almost smack dab in the center of the city of Pittsburgh. And yeah, we could get probably a hotel that's an hour away, but I'm just like, every bit of money we have right now needs to be thrown in this house so we can get my mother-in-law in there sooner rather than later. And because it's so close, we are chucking everything we have at this house to get it done. And it's just kind of like, you know, instead of, you know, I'm not going to be able to sleep the night before anyways. My husband's not going to be able to sleep the night before anyways. Damon doesn't get very good sleep the night before anyways. So it's not like if we stayed closer, we'd get more sleep, because none of us would sleep anyways. So it's not that big of a deal. We can just drive down early, and I don't have to deal with the hassle of getting the hotel and all that freaking fun stuff. We'll just drive down the morning of, and usually as we're driving down, like, Damon will finally pass out. The anxiousness will finally recede for him, so he usually will pass out for us. So I just feel like that's better that he gets some sort of sleep like that. But it should be a in and out surgery. His doctor had said in December it'd be, you know, about an hour surgery, and everything else, and it'll be done. Abby got her final brace, which I think that happened in January, but her knee is moving along. Our insurance paid for what is that machine called? It's some sort of thing that you have, like, these electrodes that you attach to your muscles, and it makes your muscles jump and things like that. Because her thigh muscle was so deteriorated, thankfully our insurance paid to have that machine sent to us, because she was only able to go down to physical therapy twice a week, because the place we use, it's very good, so it's busy, and a lot of people use it. So our insurance was able to send us one, and per instructions from her doctor and her physical therapist, she's using it 3 times a day. It must be an hour in between each session at the least, no more than 3 times a day, every single day. And they are flabbergasted with the amount of progress she's been making. And her physical therapist, when she goes to see him tonight, which I think she saw Monday night, and was giving my husband all kinds of compliments and everything, because I don't go down with them, because my husband also is going to physical therapy right now too. So they just go together, and was giving my husband all kinds of compliments about how well that he was keeping up with making sure that she was using the machine. And he was just like, it's not me that's doing that, it's her mom. He's like, you need to tell her mom good job. And I was just like, well, I mean, you follow doctor's orders, you get better faster than, you know, not. So I'm just trying to get her back to being a kid again, instead of not being able to do a whole lot. Thankfully, like, she's been released to, you know, walk and do things like that, but she's so paranoid of injuring that knee again that we're really, really struggling getting her to understand that, you know, the brace you have pushes up against your kneecap. The chances of your knee snapping out without having, like, a serious blow to this knee is slim to none. So, you know, you can, you know, she's not allowed running yet, or jumping, but she's allowed to walk, you know, like, but she still won't go up and down the stairs right. She's still walking funny on her leg. But hopefully as time goes on, that'll get better. I don't really think there's anything to say about Miss Lydia besides, you know, she came home the other day and said, Mom, I passed my 7 times tables, you know. There's not really much to say about her. I mean, she's just a good kid. Our son Anthony came. I got to see him more than I usually do this month, because I got to see him. He helped us come and lay the new flooring in the house we're renovating for my mother-in-law. I'm just going to call it my mother-in-law's house, because, I mean, it's our house, but it was bought for her. But it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Anyways, he came over and helped us do that. He used to work for a local company around here that professionally installed flooring like that. So, thankfully, with all of our connections and stuff, you know, we never have to pay ridiculous prices to get all this stuff done that we needed to get the house done. We could pull a lot of favors that we had. So, that's always fantastic. My husband, no real big updates with him, besides he was diagnosed with golfer's elbow, like, in November, and he's been wearing this stupid brace thing on his arm now, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So he's getting ready to go back to his doctors to be like, what the hell? But he's just like if anybody even, like, smacks his elbow in the slightest way, like, he has tears in his eyes from it. So he's just like, I'm just wondering if there's something else wrong, or, you know, if, you know, this is a little more serious than we originally thought, or what's going on, because he, like, can't even lift a gallon of milk with that arm without being in excruciating pain. And that's kind of, you know, he works somewhat in construction. It's not exactly construction, but somewhat. So he needs to be able to lift and move things, so it's made working for him a little more difficult. As for me, no real new updates for me. Just anxious mama with all these kids going into surgery, because Abby has her eye surgery in June, and then like the realization it's hitting me that Damon is graduating in like 2.5 months, and that is insane. I can't believe he's old enough to do that already. Dogs are good. Grandmother Luann's doing pretty good. Nothing really to report there. My mother-in-law, I'm really glad that house, this is another reason why we're focusing on putting everything we have into this house right now, because my mother-in-law has been struggling with losing control of her muscles, essentially. I don't know how else to put it, but her doctor suspects that she has MS, and she's going for testing to find out if that's what she has, because there's been a couple times where she's like fallen and can't get up, different things like that. So we're hoping by getting her into this new, well, right now she's about 20 minutes away from us, versus where once she gets put in this new house, I could walk there in 10 minutes, and that's going at a slow pace. So if I need to pick it up, like, I could probably get there 7-8 minutes easy, or drive there and be there in like not even 5 minutes. But we really want to focus on getting her down here closer to us, so that way if something would happen, then, you know, it's not going to take a while for anybody to get there to her. But that's all I can think of. I've had Vinny a lot this month. My sister works for Danone Yogurt Factory that's here in Pennsylvania, and she's got mandated, was it last week, to work overtime. So I got Vincent on a Monday, and I had him Tuesday, and I had him Wednesday, and then I had him Thursday, and he went home Thursday night. So I've had Vinny quite a lot. Excuse me. So it's always fun whenever I have him, but also it's very, very exhausting. That's that. As for the house, we got the floors put down. We got the doors put in. I've been doing all the touch-up painting that needs to be done. Slowly but surely getting all the inside doors painted and finished. And we got all the floors laid down. Every light fixture is in now. Bathroom is finished, except for we need to get the hanging wire to mount the mirror for above the sink. And then we also need to get I can never remember what it's called, but it's essentially it's molding for around the edge of your bathtub that covers up like the screws and stuff that you put in, so that way you can't see that. So that needs put in. And other than that, bathroom is finished, besides me finishing up painting the doors and putting the door handles on, and it's done, other than trim, and it is finished. But like, plumbing's done, water lines are done, toilets installed, vanities installed, you know, all the lights are done, all the painting's finished, except for, like I said, the doors, and then the trim, and then we're done there. So pretty much the entire upstairs is finished, except for we have to get the trim installed, and then I gotta finish painting the trim and painting all the doors and install door handles, and it's finished. There's nothing left to do upstairs. Downstairs, trim's gotta go in. I gotta finish painting all the doors. I gotta paint the trim. And that's finished. That would be the living room and dining room for those 2 rooms. They are done. Kitchen is, countertops were installed. Sink was installed. We gotta, let's see. Okay, what do we have left that needs to do? So we need to finish the hooking up all the plumbing for the sink in the kitchen. Both drain lines and water lines. Trim needs to go in. I need to finish doing that touch-up painting in there. Backsplash still needs to go in. Wiring for the dryer still needs to go in. Water lines for the washer still needs to go in. Trim needs to go in. And that is finished. That'll be done. That's all that's left there. That's all that's left in the kitchen. And then there's a few things down in the basement that my husband needs to finish up. And that's another thing I'm hoping my mother-in-law did, was call our code enforcement to find out if, because she really wants a gas stove in there. But I know that the particular township or borough that house is located in, they have for around our area, very, very strict codes. And because of the way the houses are sitting, like, I'm not sure they would allow us to set a tank other than maybe smack dab in the center of the backyard. And I love her to death, but that's not something I'm willing to do, to set a propane tank in the middle of the yard, because there's natural gas hookups. And because there's natural gas hookups, they might require that you hook up into the natural gas. And I do not have, if the natural gas line is on our side of the street, which it should, because on the other side of the street is the river. If it is on our side of the street, it'll be about $10,000 to dig all that up and connect into it. And I'm not spending that much money to hook up into that. Not willing to do it. And if it is on the other side, closer to the river, which I would doubt that, because again, like, it's literally the road, like, maybe 5 feet, max 6 feet of, like, bank that goes down, and then it's the river. So I highly doubt that it would be on the opposite side of the road, because if it's on the opposite side of the road, then you'd have to dig up part of the road and everything else in order to hook in. And that is even more expensive than that. And I'm not doing that, because that would delay us months on end before that would happen. But if we can't hook it up with propane, it's going to have to be an electric stove, which means my husband would have to run a wire for that, because it wasn't something we were anticipating. But hooking up, we already have the wire, and it might cost us $10 for the outlet for the stove, and be done with it. But yes, so that is that. But here is the video so you guys can see it. All right, guys, this would be February's update. So biggest change you'll see: floors are in. All the lights are in. Floors are in. A nice continuous floor. Doors are in. Oh yeah, that's right. There's the new front door. Front door's in. There's the old front door. And look at that beautiful chandelier. But the closet doors, there's in. Well, all the doors except for, we still have to replace this. We have the door. We have the garage door and the back door sitting there. But this kitchen has a big change too. There is a refrigerator in here now. And countertops are in. And kitchen is going to be almost complete soon. Stairs have not been done yet. My husband and I have been taking the vinyl flooring that is throughout the entire house and bending it so it goes down over these, it's called the nose of the stairs. All right. Upstairs, all the flooring. We'll go to this room first. As you can see, it now has a door. And the closet door is hung. Floors are in. Lights. Everything's getting finished. But this is the big bedroom. Hallway. Both lights are hung in the hallway. Floor is done. And everything has a door again. This is little bedroom. Closet's got a door, got the flooring in, and it's light. We figured out these ceilings up here are only like a little over 6.5 feet tall. So all the lights I bought are really low profile lights that go in the ceiling. Bathroom door. Bathroom closet door. It's all ready. Got the tub down. Toilet in. That's the mirror that gets hung above the sink. You've got the light fixtures in here. And then the vanity is all good to go. All the lights are in. One final bedroom. Of course, it has its door, its light, and the floors are in. It's the same flooring throughout the entire house, so it all matches. And I think we still have 5 or 6 more vinyl planks here that we got to bend for these stairs. But once we get those bent, then we can do the stairs and get those done. But it's almost finished. I mean, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Eventually we'll get to start hauling crap out of here. All this extra stuff. But that's it. I gotta paint this because whenever he forgot to remove this whenever we were painting. That was still there from the old door, but that's it. That's the update for this month. Moving along pretty good. Anyways, guys, that is everything I have to tell you guys and for this month. And please like and subscribe down below. Comment. Tell me all kinds of stuff. I love hearing about what you guys are stitching, what you guys are doing, all that kinds of stuff. I love interacting with everybody. And I'll see you guys next month. Bye.